Hi folks, so this is question 5. So part A, it's just a function and they're asking for f of 0.67. So to get f of 0.67, you're just going to put 0.67 instead of x. So if f of x is 3x squared minus 6x plus 7, then you just put in a 0.67 instead. So we do 3 times 0.67 squared minus 6 times 0.67 and then plus 7. So what I do there is just go straight to the calculator and just be careful putting everything in. So if you just put it in exactly like it is there, so you should get so you get 4.3267. So they want you to round it off to 2 decimal places as well, so just make sure you do that or you'll lose a mark. So round it off, it's going to be 4.33. So that's all for part A. Find the value of x when f of x equals 4. So when f of x equals 4, so if f of x equals 4, well then this thing up here has to equal 4. So what they're basically telling you is that there inside that red box, that equals 4. That's f of x, and also 4 is f of x. So therefore those two things have to equal each other. So that's going to give us an equation. Then we're going to be able to put an equal sign in. So we get 3x squared minus 6x plus 7 is equal to 4. So if I just bring the 4 across the equal sign, it becomes a minus 4. So we get 3x squared minus 6x plus 3 is equal to 0. And that is just a quadratic then. So you've got a couple of options from there. You can use the minus b formula. That might be the quickest way. Or you can try factorize it. Now one thing that you can do first anyway, and this will just help you a little bit, is if you divide everything there by 3. If you divide by 3 on both sides, it'll change, because each of these terms, the 3, the 6, the minus 6 and the 3, they're all divisible by 3. So it's just a trick to kind of make the quadratic equation look a little bit simpler. So we get x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. And I'm going to factorize it here because it's a nice and easy quadratic equation. Now you could go straight to the minus b formula if you want. A lot of people just prefer that. And you'll get two answers. So here it's going to be x minus 1, x minus 1. So minus 1 multiplied by minus 1 gives us positive 1, and minus 1 take away 1 gives us minus 2. So that's what we want for factorizing. So then x equals 1 or x equals 1. So we get two equations. I should have done this step here. So x minus 1 equals 0 or x minus 1 equals 0. So if x minus 1 equals 0, then x, move the 1 across, minus 1 across, it becomes positive 1. So we get x equals positive 1 here. So x equals 1. So it's the same answer for both of them. So therefore x equals 1. So that's the only solution then. So that's the second part. That's part B. So the last part, we need to use, so it says to use calculus, so we're going to differentiate the function basically. That's going to give us, that's the starting point anyway. So if I just write it out again, so f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 6x plus 7, so that's the function from the start. If I differentiate that then, so it's nice and easy. Just drop the power of the x squared down by 1, so it becomes an x, and multiply the 2 by the 3 and it becomes 6x. And then remember that really that's x to the power of 1 there. So if you reduce that down by 1, it's x to the power of 0, so the x is gone, and you're multiplying 1 by minus 6, so it's just minus 6. And then the constant at the end will be gone because you're reducing that down by a power of x as well. then you have to know that you're going to let it equal to 0. Equal to 0. So the reason is because if you have quadratic like that, so the tangent at the bottom will be where it's equal to 0. So that tangent there, it has to be equal to 0 because it's a flat line. So we're going to let 6x minus 6 equals 0. So if you just move over to minus 6, it becomes plus 6. So therefore 6x is equal to positive 6. And then divide by 6. So x is equal to 1. So x is equal to 1. That gives us our x coordinates of this point down here at the bottom will be 1 something. Okay, so we don't know what the something is. So the way you find out what that is you're just going to put this 1 back into the function. So we're going to put 1 right back in up here instead of the x. So f of 1 is equal to 3 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1 plus 7. So that will be 3 minus 6 plus 7. So we're going to get 4. So 4. So our answer then is 1, 4. So it's the point 1, 4. That's the coordinates of the minimum point. And then that's it. That's all for that question.